Hello, dear folks. Welcome to the show. My name is Jack Chow with G&E TV on the East-West show with lots of pride, especially now going into the holiday season, though. You're in the mood of trying to make life better, right? And at least I know I'm trying, even though I can't stop hearing different voices from all directions. For example, to take the presidential executive order, for a short example, and also to take the Ferguson deal, for example. And you feel negativity sometimes. You feel negative voices from directions that you never thought could be possible. But to get to the point, to get to the real nature of these issues, or you call problems, or somebody might call problems, I have extended my invitation, luckily accepted, to Mr. Ben Lee, a super attorney of Southern California, to come on the show. I would say, Ben, very welcome to the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right, good.
Pleasure to be on your show.
Every time, like I said, every time you are here, I have to be watchful, because you're not only an attorney, you were a show host yourself.
I used to be.
Used to be. See, that's why I have to be extra cautious about it. Right? Anyway,
it's okay. Yeah.
We know that we will bring our audiences with your take about two issues. Number one, the executive order issue. Number two, the Ferguson issue. So I would let my audience know, stay there, stay put. Let's touch base with you one by one, see what exactly happens. So shall we please?
Oh, sure. Yeah. First thing you want to talk about is the president's executive order.
Yes, please.
Given the millions of what we call the illegal immigrants, undocumented immigrants, the right to stay in the U.S. Okay, I think this is an issue maybe we should address.
Yeah, sure. Start first. Right?
Okay.
As a matter of fact, the focus should be the Ferguson case for today's show,
right?
Which is dragged over to take advantage of the moment that you are here to make as much as possible. Okay, now.
Well, talking about the president executive order, well, the first issue was is that within his realm of powers?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
In the U.S., we have the three powers. One is the legislative power, by the Congress.
All right.
One is the executive power by the president, and the judicial power by the Supreme Court.
Sure.
So in the U.S., the beauty of the U.S. legal system is the balances.
The check and balance.
The check and balance.
The check and balance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Within the three powers. So I think this time the president's executive power, that's defined by the U.S. Constitution. That's within his executive power.
I see.
But the issue right now is, is this exceeded the scope of the executive power? This is the issue. That's why the Congress right now, especially the Republican parties, they probably will file the lawsuit against the president for this. But we don't know whether they're going to file this or not. Up to now, I didn't hear anything. They talked about it, but they have never done that yet.
I see.
So we'll wait and see.
Sure.
But this is an issue. We don't know. But seems like the president does have the executive power. Okay, as long as the power is within, for example, under exigent circumstances, the president, they can give the clemency to for example, people on the death row. They can say, hey,
okay. All right.
From the death.
Sure.
And sometimes, for example, remember 1989, the Beijing massacre happened. The president gave the executive order, giving the Chinese students the right to stay in the U.S. These are within under the certain circumstances, the president does have the power to execute these executive orders.
I see. The reason I'm asking is that for the last few days, throughout my shows, several shows, one of voices that I heard was that President Barack Obama abused his presidential power, and he has violated the Constitution, and then as a result, he deserves to be impeached. Are these three overstatement, or are they talking about the right thing to do?
I think this is a little bit over. I think this is overstatement. Because if he said that this is the abuse of the president power, well, then ask him to cite which part of the Constitution said, whether he is not allowed to execute to sign the executive order.
Okay.
Okay. So let him cite the constitutional law.
All right.
If he cannot cite it, he cannot give the president.
I see.
So I don't think it's reasonable. So I think maybe this is an issue. It's not making this kind of allegation. This will resolve it. Okay. Maybe this is an issue should be decided by the court.
I see.
By the Supreme Court of the United States.
All right.
Whether the president abused his power or not, we don't know.
I see. All right. Okay.
So right now, all what you heard just now are the allegations.
I see. I see.
It doesn't carry
just
any
one
weight.
of the says.
Yeah, just
one of the says.
This is probably his personal opinions.
I always, Ben, I always take this moment talking to professionals as a chance of education. And I believe so that it is to my audiences, right? So to understand the structure of the system, though, even though we're in it, we might be not knowing it, right? Not knowing clearly. Is the power of the president issuing a presidential order included in the executive branch, or is the power given to the president to overlook of the check and balance in cases when there is impasse made, right? It's an impasse, kind of like no action made. He can still exercise, deadlock. He can still exercise his executive power to make things going. I want to understand the structure of it, please.
I think that the president did something. He didn't give the the millions of undocumented immigrants the green card. Remember that.
Okay, all right.
If he does that, he probably exceeded his power. He has to have the Congress to approve on his decisions.
I see.
But he didn't do that. He said he only gave them the temporary stay. He just let them stay in this country. Okay, this is a little different. Okay, probably the reason he did this, I think I'm sure he consulted many of his legal consultants.
I see.
Okay, and he came to this decision.
Yeah.
So it's a little different. It's not like giving these people the green card, the permanent residence. No, it's not. They only give them
just assume that he says, okay, go ahead, give everybody green card. Just assume he did say so, right?
Right.
So is he violating his constitutional right?
It all depends.
It depends.
It has to be decided by the Supreme Court. We don't know.
Oh, I see. And then you're talking about court case, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, very good.
But right now, he only said, I did within my, right now, there's a deadlock on the immigration matters.
I see.
I've been on this, on the position as the president of the country for all these years, trying to resolve this matter. And the Congress never gave me the right, the green card.
Something.
I need to do something on it. This is what I promised my voters, my constituents. Okay, that's why I have to do it.
I see.
So what can I do? What's within my scope?
Sure.
He probably thinks this is within his scope. Okay. So that's why he did it.
Now get to the point though. Is the power included in his executive branch, or is that something outside?
No, I believe as the president of the country, he can execute certain executive orders. Okay, but there are certain things he couldn't do, which is to launch a war. He cannot do it.
All right. Okay.
Okay. And there's certain major spending. There's a spending power. They have to really have the Congress.
In other words, there are limitations.
Yeah, there are limitations.
There are limitations. All right. Good. To my audience, as I just take this very moment to make a good use, taking advantage of the moment, to ask Mr. Ben Lee, my guest attorney from Southern California. I call him a super attorney.
No, I
rely upon him a lot to get to the right point. Just to get to the answer to the questions, my friends say he's violating Constitution, he is abusive, and he deserves to be impeached. We just touched base with Mr. Ben Lee about this to use the first segment to make it clear it is still okay. If people doubt about the legality of this, and we're pending on a court decision.
Correct.
Am I
But
right?
I wouldn't say this is okay or not because he's already done it.
Okay.
Okay, this kind of thing, the private person has never done that with such a big scale.
I see.
Never done that before. But maybe this is something new. Whether he exceeded his scope of power, unless there's a lawsuit,
I see.
otherwise this will be okay.
All right, very good. Okay, very good. I feel at ease now because I get my question
Remember,
answered.
you got to
Sure.
be very careful. You know, this president only gave them the right to stay.
I see.
Okay.
In other words, he just prolonged the period of
Correct.
waiting
Correct.
while the Congress should someday somehow come out with a decision.
With a solution. Correct.
With a solution.
Otherwise, yeah, this is a deadlock.
I
It's
see.
going on forever.
All right. Okay.
you know.
All right. All right. So to my audiences, we'll take a short moment break. We'll be right back. We'll get to the point.